Hi friends, welcome back to Texas Family Life. My name is Kristy. I am a mama of 5 babies and I've got twins on the way later in the year. Today I'm just gonna kind of give you an update of what's been going on with us, and I'm also gonna show y'all how to make some crunchy granola bars for my kids. We're going to a fun little church event tomorrow with like a movie at dusk and fun stuff like that, so we're super excited. But I'm gonna make some snacks for my kids to bring, and like I said, one of them is gonna be some crunchy granola bars, and I'm gonna share the recipe with you. You can go to this timestamp here and find the recipe if that's all you're here for, but otherwise we'll share with y'all what's going on with us. It has been a beautiful week. We've gotten lots of time with our friends, the kids especially, and that's just always so fun. We've been doing a lot of school, and I do have a homeschool video coming out soon for y'all that have asked for one, of just like step by step what we do in a day of homeschool, especially with mini littles and what they do while we homeschool. So my husband has started a different job, so some Sundays he's not gonna be able to go with us to church, which is a challenge, but I love my church so much because there are so many other young parents there with mini children, so I'm not out of my element there. Like, if I'm struggling with my kids and their behavior, or getting all of them to be happy, then I'm not getting these like strange looks, which you can receive some places. Everyone's very sympathetic to you as a mom. But so I went to church Sunday and I prayed so hard that Marisol would make it through Mass, because she is one of the hardest kids I've ever brought to Mass with me. I don't know what the deal is. Number 5, I think it would just get easier, but she will like start screaming and there's nothing I can do. With the other ones, I can distract them, I could like sing to them, and so with her I can get to where I like whisper in her ear or start singing her like a little bit of a song and get her to calm down a little bit. But I prayed like, please God, just let me make it. Let me make it to the Eucharist. And I did, and then she broke, like just screaming nonstop. So I'm like, all right, we made it. Thank you, God. Thank you, Mama Mary. And we made it out of there. So that was good. And so that was a great start to the week. On Tuesday, my girls had their first ever day camp. What are you doing?
I'm hammering.
You are hammering. What are you doing? Come down. Can you come down the stairs? Come on. You can do it. Yep, back up. Back up. Back up. Come on. Good girl. Look at you. You're so smart. Oh, you going back up? You going back up? Yeah. Hi. Can you wave to Mama? Can you blow me a kiss? Blow me kisses. Mwah. Going down. It was girls ages 4 to 12, so all 3 of my girls were able to go together to their first ever day camp. I didn't really go to camp. I did not go to camp growing up at all. We went on like church retreats when I was older, and those were always very special, and so that's kind of what I picture camp being. But it was just a day. We dropped them off in the morning, picked them up in the evening. They did s'mores and all sorts of fun stuff that just kind of brought them closer to God too, I think. But it was nice for them to have their time away from me from a day. And poor little Owen missed his sisters. He kept asking like, where'd they go? And it was just funny because I'm like, you're with us when we dropped them off, and we said goodbye and we gave hugs and kisses. And I think they had fun. I'm okay with not doing it again for another year and things like that. I just miss my kids so much, like when they're not around. And I'm not one of those moms that's like, I can't wait for them to grow up and move out. Like, I am just soaking in this beauty of being a mom of many little kids, because I know it's not gonna be like this forever. And everyone's always told me like, you're gonna blink and they're gonna be grown, and I say, I know, don't tell me that, I'm going to cry, please don't tell me that. I just love it. I love being a mom. It has been so much fun. So anyways, they went to their day camp, and then on Thursday I had one of my closest friends over, and she brought her kiddos, and so all the kids had fun. She has 4 and she's due with her 5th very soon. So they all ran and played, and we enjoyed some time to just sit and chat. And it was a really great time. I'm gonna update on the pupperoos. Come here. Oh, they're still here. You're still here. My husband told me that our neighbor said that he had someone that wanted a puppy, and I started crying because, well, I am pregnant with twins, so I feel like my emotions are on the fritz. But it's like, oh, they're like the three musketeers are together all the time, and they've gotten like much easier to handle. They're already like learning to potty train a lot better, but they're also sweet. They're all so sweet. But I'd still be just the way it is. So that's been an update. Today we met another friend of ours at the park, and it's just kind of like soaking in the summertime. Next week I'm going to actually try to take the kids to the library. I'm the first to admit we are so bad about getting to the library, but we have so many books. Like, we go there for, I don't know, right now during summer they have the reading programs where like the kids read so many books, then they get, a treat, and they like log it, and it's fun for them to do that kind of stuff, especially since they're homeschooled. Because I know when I was in school, when I went to public school, we had like the AR points and like reading books. I remember bringing home my little book in like a plastic bag and being so excited to read it. And I loved reading books, and I still love reading books. And so my oldest can read very, very well. And then my next one is learning to read, and she's doing really well. And she has actually started asking to read like with me, which is really good, because at the beginning it was kind of forced, and I don't want to force them necessarily, but I also want her to like learn to read and be able to read and enjoy books. So now it's been like, can we read this? And I'm like, of course. And it's so fun because watching them like learn to read, it's so beautiful. Like, it's so wonderful knowing like this is going to change your life forever. Like, you're going to learn to read and you'll never really not know how to read. So that's been wonderful. My husband gets to be off Sunday, so he gets to go to mass with us again, which I'm so excited. Those are going to be like my favorite times. And his new schedule is hard, but at the same time, like, it helps me appreciate him that much more. Like, I have time to miss him because he's not home as much as he used to be. So, the kids miss him. They tell me every day, I miss daddy. And it's just the way it is right now, and it's gonna be okay. So it's getting to be the end of June. We have a big month planned for July, and I'm excited. I'd like to know if you could please comment below, what do you do for the 4th of July? We, growing up, went to fireworks every 4th of July, and we went to a parade every 4th of July, and I have fond memories of those. I grew up in Minnesota though, and the parades there were incredible. The parades I've been to here, they're not as good, and I'm sorry to fellow Texans. If you know and you're in Texas where a great parade is, let me know. But in my area, the parades are just like realtors walking on the street, like waving. When I was growing up, they had like motorcycles and fire trucks and ambulances and like the coolest things, and like people actually dressed really cool, and a band, marching bands, like all this typical stuff you see. And so I'm trying to figure out what we're going to do for the 4th of July. So let me know, like I said, your favorite tradition for the 4th of July. I'm, of course, going to bake something, red, white, and blue. Then I'm going to do those Jell-O cubes. It looks like broken glass Jell-O. What is it called? But where it's like red and blue cubes in white Jell-O, and it's like you put it in a cup, and it's really pretty. So I think I'll make that. But the kids are already asking, like, are we going to go to a parade? Oh, I just need to find one. And I know nowadays they've started moving. I don't know that they did that growing up either, but they've moved things to like the weekend, so you celebrate not on the 4th of July, and it's just not quite the same, I don't think. Like, the 4th of July being on the 4th of July is special. So we'll see what we're gonna do, but yeah, I would love to hear your ideas for what you do on the 4th of July. So that's what's going on with us. I've got my 20-week ultrasound coming up very soon, in a couple weeks, and I've got another midlife appointment coming up, which is typical, normal, and yeah, we're just doing so well, and it's so great. And of course, like anybody else you see here on the internet, on YouTube, on Instagram, like, we have our hard times. Like, things can be hard, and that's kind of part of life, is having your hard times. But I think focusing on the hard times doesn't make it easier. And so, I have my struggles. I have my family problems. I have my obvious animal problems. I think I told you that like all our chickens got by the raccoons, and I just want you to know, like, I am here to encourage you to make the good things in your life better, like to embrace those, to remember also every day to like thank God for all the little things. Like, when I wake up in the morning, I'm like, thank you God for air conditioning, thank you for a comfortable bed, thank you for my children and their health, and thank you for like letting me sleep so many hours. And it's just like just the little things, and I think they help you to be more grateful, and they make your life seem a little bit better. So I encourage you, before you go to bed tonight or when you wake up in the morning, to like pick 3 things to thank God for and go from there. So anyways, enough of a life update. Let's go make up these crunchy bars. Oh, and if you haven't already, please do like and subscribe. I love having all my followers here along with me. It's like we're all just like the best of friends, and I don't know, it's just so fun, like talking to y'all and being able to look forward to sharing new recipes with y'all and like new life events with y'all. It's very nice having this community. So thank you all again for all being here, and I hope you like this video as well. So let's go make those granola bars. And guys, if you've never grown Turks Cap, I highly recommend it. Look, it's like taking over. We have this little Mary garden, but these are so pretty, and hummingbirds love them. I found these at my school. I discovered them at my school. I used to go to Sam Houston State, and they had this plant there, and it was covered in hummingbirds and regular birds and butterflies. So I love my Turks Cap. I have a red one and a pink one. So here's the pink one. They are so easy to grow. I wish I could send y'all some. But highly recommend. Just put it in an area where you know it's going to spread. I've had this for 2 years now. So each year it comes back. I've had to actually tie this one back because it was like just all over the place. But yeah, I highly recommend Turks Cap. And a Mary in your garden if you don't have one. Oh, and a hummingbird feeder. It's empty. I need to refill it. Oh, it's got some in it. All right. Anyways. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, well, I know. Okay, so this recipe calls for oats, rice, butter, or oil. It calls for coconut oil, but I rather use butter as a substitute for almost anything that calls for oil. Salt, nuts, honey, brown sugar, vanilla, and cinnamon. So the first thing we're gonna do is mix the oats and the butter together, and we're gonna put them on a pan, and we're gonna bake them for 25 minutes, stirring occasionally just to get them browned all the way around. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. So while the oats are in the oven baking for about 25 minutes, I'm gonna do 10 minutes at a time to start with and then stir them. I'm gonna go ahead and get the honey and brown sugar mixture going on the stove. So you're gonna bring this just to a little bit of a simmer or a boil. You're gonna wanna see some bubbles. And I'm just doing it in my little saucepan. I'm gonna try to do about half a cup of brown sugar, and I'm gonna do about a cup of honey. So we're gonna mix those together in the saucepan and bring it to a nice smooth mixture while the oats are in there. And then next after that, we'll chop up some nuts. If you already have chopped nuts, good for you. But I am not so fortunate. I'm gonna have to chop my own. So let's get these going on the stove, and then we will chop the nuts. Yes, I know my chopping methods are a little unconventional, to say the least. My poor husband went to culinary school and he's always like, you're gonna get hurt with those knives. And I don't necessarily know how to use them properly, but I know how to use them to get the job done. So my nuts are nicely chopped and I am just waiting for the brown sugar and honey to be done. It's pretty liquid, but now I'm just waiting for it to kind of come all together. And I was just thinking, what can I add to this to make it more fun for the kids and more like of a stick to your tummy kind of thing? And I came up with peanut butter. Oh, puppies. So I'm gonna add some peanut butter in here. So it's gonna be like peanut butter cinnamon and it's gonna be so good. And if I had some raisins or dried cranberries or like dried blueberries, that'd be really good to add as well. But I don't have any of those things. So I'm just gonna add some peanut butter to it. And I'm gonna add that once the oats are out of the oven and once the brown sugar is off the stovetop, and we're gonna mix it all together and get those mixed, and then I'm gonna add this last minute. And then we're gonna end up baking it a little bit longer in the oven just to get it really set together. Maybe I shouldn't be baking so late at night. But I also remembered to add some coconut flakes. So I'm gonna add just half a cup of coconut flake just to add some of that deliciousness. And so we're gonna add that in there and it's gonna be good too. You think coconut and peanut butter together is too much? It might be, but I bet you the kids love it. It's definitely not one of my videos without a mess, guys. I am not the cleanest person. I'm gonna add at least a cup of this rice cereal. You don't have to add this, but it's gonna help with the crunch of the bars. I'm gonna add the nuts and just about half a cup of coconut flakes. I'm gonna stir that around before we add the liquid to it. I'm not adding a ton of peanut butter, but enough that you can like kind of taste it. So at this point, the mixture is super warm. Now the plan is to get it flattened out. So I want to press it down more to make sure it's all pressed. So I'm going to just use this to press it down. Make it a little bit more solid. Now into the oven. So that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope that you will try these bars. Let me know if you do. You've got to let me know if you like them. They are amazing. So easy to make and so much better than buying the store-bought kind. So I hope you'll try to make these. Please let me know if you like them and let me know what you would add differently to yours. As usual, it's been such a joy making this video for y'all and I hope you've enjoyed it yourselves. I hope you have a blessed rest of your week and I can't wait to see y'all again soon. Bye guys.